Are you likable? You got jokes, you're the host, stand up. Are you likable?
Hello and welcome to Likeable, a show where we discuss stand-up comedy from an entry-level perspective. I'm your host, David Stickle, and today I'm joined by Tim Loftus. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Do you like Tim or Timothy?
Tim, unless I'm in trouble.
Okay. Yeah. What about Timothy?
You know, people used to joke, but not too many. I like the fact that people would joke with me on that.
Yeah,
Actually, my
on
middle name is
Timothy.
John, and once in a blue moon, someone will call me TJ.
Okay.
Which I kind of like, but no,
Yeah.
that doesn't register necessarily, but I love it.
Yeah. You're not a TJ guy. Are you kind of?
No, just a Tim, not a Timmy. No,
Not a Timmy. That is so different.
you'll have to die.
Yeah.
You call me Timmy, you die.
I go by Dave or David.
Okay.
And David's usually my in trouble situation. But like, Dave just seems like such a cool dude,
He is.
But like David is like, that feels professional,
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is, when you're in a work setting, it's David.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
we get to know you well enough, we get to call you Dave. We don't
Yeah.
we don't take liberties with that.
No, nobody's at liberty with that. Oh, there's people like looking in. That's the interesting part about doing this in the back of like a deli is that we have randomly people
Cool. Are
looking in.
you going to charge them admission or something?
No, I don't sell a lot of tickets to this, which is interesting.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll help you monetize.
Yeah, we got SJ in here. SJ's off camera. We're gonna do a little shout out. Let the viewers know there is an extra person. If we hear a background laugh, if we get something funny out of this,
We'll see.
Is SJ a good laugher? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a giggler. He kind of smiles a lot. There we go. We got it.
There we go. Nice. I love that. So Tim, how we met? I was hosting an open mic in Brooklyn, and then you heard about it somehow, and then showed up, right?
Yep.
And then, how did you hear about it?
A friend of mine, Nico DeGaio, who's also a
Okay.
comedian,
Okay.
had seen the post and had forwarded to a group of us. He had a group chat on Instagram and then posted it for all of us to see. And for some reason, he wasn't going. I don't know why. But I was
Hates
like,
me.
I doubt that. He's a whore. He'd be happy to meet you.
I don't know.
But and then I saw that and I was like, oh, cool. Let's give this a shot. Let's do this because it would be great to be able to do shows up in this area because I do have some history, not a long history, in the area. So it'd be fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you came out because you were very funny that night. I hope you're
you.
very funny tonight.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
It's we have a show tonight in a little bit. That's cool. What did you think of that open mic? It's it was a new experience for me running something down there.
Oh, really? Actually, I thought it was really fun. I liked it a lot.
Cool.
I loved Mike.
Ngubiade?
Oh my God. I wasn't going
Yeah.
to try and say his last name and be like an
Yeah.
idiot, but he just made me feel really comfortable.
Uh-huh.
He was searching for his gay N-words, and I didn't realize he was actually talking about any gay guy. And I was like, there are gay black men in here? Who are they? And I was like, oh, he's talking about me. So, no, I thought he did a really good job of hosting. And I knew some of the people that were there. So
Yeah.
it's always fun to see people that you know. The more I do it, the more I always run into people. Luckily, that's not a problem. Every so often you run into people like, okay, I'm just going to sit over here. But I'm not there yet. I don't have beef with people.
Okay, no beef yet.
No Kendrick and the Drake beef.
Okay.
Nothing yet. I'm not aiming for that either. I'm not.
No, yeah. It's amazing because like in the from my perspective up in the city, like I can't imagine everybody bumps into each other so much. But like as I've gone down there a little bit more, I've noticed that there's a lot of familiar faces. It makes me wonder how many comedians are actually down there.
It's a really good question because there's a Facebook page, New York Comedy Scene, I think it's what it's called.
Okay.
I can't even think about it now because I go on it all the time.
Yeah.
And you'll see where open mics are and who's doing shows, and people are self-promoting, obviously. And there are names, and you're like, I've never seen that person before. But then once you happen to meet them at an open mic, then you see their name all the time. You're like, oh, okay. I just never was paying attention. But I think there's a surprising number of people and little communities.
Okay.
People try to find their favorite open mics, and there will be regulars at those.
Yeah.
So like I'll go to Flophouse is in Williamsburg. They just opened a place in East Village. So I'll go there, and I know a lot of people there.
Cool.
Stand Up New York. Not stand up. Sorry, Comic Strip Live. Stand Up New York is now New York Comedy Club. That's
Okay.
So
It's good to know. Viewers.
And then I'll do Broadway. I get slots at Broadway, so I often see people there. I'm there at least once a week, so that's kind of fun to see
Yeah.
people.
Are you a resident at Broadway?
Not yet.
Have you passed there?
Not yet.
Now? Okay, is there a
I want
difference?
to.
I'm new at comedy. So is this
Okay. Well, it's interesting because let's just talk about Broadway. That one, they have a show called The Industry Room.
okay.
You aware of it?
I've done Broadway once near Times Square.
Right. Yeah, it's the one on 53rd
That's the one?
Street. It's the one and only
Okay.
location.
I've done the one with the red background.
Okay, so you did the Red Room, which is
Okay.
now they changed it. They finally upgraded it.
Okay.
The air conditioning still leaks, but
Okay.
it's a much better. There's no divots in the chair anymore, which is always nice.
Yeah.
But they have at least once a week on a Saturday. Sometimes they have it on a Thursday. What's called Industry Room, and you will submit for that, and you can go. They don't ask for any material up front. It's a bringer. You need to bring 5 people. You bring 5 people. You go up. The booker, Rich Brooks, will then review your tape, and then call you and give you feedback. Which at first I was mortified when he did it.
Yeah,
but
that's
actually
rough.
he's really good.
Oh,
at
okay.
giving feedback. He's not rude. He's not nasty. He's not mean. I mean, he's a busy man, but he makes time to go through. So the last time I went, he literally just went through each joke and he's like, "This joke, that's funny. This joke, that's funny." And you're like, "Okay, cool." Or he'll have notes if he thinks there's things that could be changed. And then you'll get a free tape out of that.
Cool.
And then if he likes you, he will give you free spots after that. Last time I went, he gave me what he called a mini residency. So I got 5 spots on the main stage during the work day, like 7 o'clock, 7, 9, or 11.
Okay.
So main stage energy on that one.
Yeah.
I just did one on Wednesday, went really well, and I have another one in 2 weeks. So
That's sick.
yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. How long have you been doing comedy for?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, it's funny because I noticed that I took a couple of classes in a row, but I was because the way I always learned any subject was taking class. I never just like threw myself into it.
Okay.
And so I took classes, and the third time I took a class, I went to the Comedy Cellar,
Okay.
and I had Veronica Mosi as my teacher. I love her. She's kind of like my comedy therapist. I studied with her independently as well, and it was my Facebook memories told me that 2 years ago was when I had my final from her class. You take the class, you have 2 finals with her, one at the Comedy Cellar, actually Fat Black Pussycat, which is part of the Comedy Cellar.
Oh yeah. I saw
Universe?
Tony Woods there.
And then you get a second final at Industry Room. And then Rich Brooks actually saw my tape. I get a tape out of that. He saw that and actually gave me a slot on something on a show after that. And then I went, that was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago that I did the Industry Room. And then every year I've done the Industry Room, and each year it's gotten a little bit better. I've gotten more spots. So that's kind of how you start. And then I guess I'm having to try to figure out what would be next steps to kind of getting a residency. You can get residencies. They're often for like a 3-month residency. You often get those out of Industry Room. And I think from there you can pass, and you can play your cards right and play the right politics. You can get others. You can volunteer and you can work there if you want. You can like be a server, and then they'll give you a 5-minute spot. Or if you work the door, they will give you what I call like the check slot, which is when they're handing out the checks, you get the slot.
I love doing that spot.
Oh, I would do that if anybody wants to hire me for that, I'll take it. I don't care. Don't care. Then you don't feel bad if you bomb. Like, no one was paying attention. Doesn't matter.
James Matterhorn. Do you know him?
No.
He'll often do hosting and check spot at the Cellar. He has this video online about the check spot, which is cool. But when I was doing, there's a comedy club in the area called Laugh It Up.
Okay.
And the booker there sent me that video because I had got put on as host for that club, and I was doing Gary Veeder, and I've done a few comics since then. But he sent me that video, and I'm watching this. I'm like, this looks horrible, because like no. And my first time doing it, it was Gary, and so there was only like. I think we had like 70 people there. Mm-hmm. So like the checks are going out, people are talking, whatever, nobody's paying attention. And I was like, okay. And I just ran through like a story. I like to tell stories. Then I did Rich Voss, and there was like 150 people there, and he did like an hour and a half, and like everyone was just so ready to go. So when I got up there to do the check spot, it was just so jarring how loud twice the size of the room was. And then everybody just like talking so much. So yeah, that really threw me off.
Yeah,
But-
and the little flashlights on their phones to read the
yeah,
sign of the,
yeah,
sign of the receipt.
Somebody's
Yeah.
like, I didn't get chicken tender.
I know.
yeah.
And I feel bad whenever I'm on one of those shows and I don't have the check spot, but the person who does, I always go, "That was a really good set." Just
Yeah.
at least one person was listening to you.
Yeah.
I'm not paying a check, so yeah.
I'm like doing flop sweat up there and just like holding onto the mic stand, like adjusting it so much.
I love that. That's I have a nervous. I don't necessarily have a nervous tick, but I find that I use my mic is in my left hand and my right hand goes to my hip. And I
Okay.
just feel like I'm yelling at the kids to get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Dad's here.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, kind of stories. Yeah.
Little bastards.
You little pieces of shit.
Yeah, I love that. So comedy for 2 years. What were you doing before that?
Oh, I am a CPA.
CPA. Okay,
Yeah,
fun.
and I was working. I have a long work history, but I've been working primarily in advertising for a big fat chunk of my career. I started as an auditor. I worked for PwC.
Okay.
Sorry about that. And then I did advertising for a very long time. For a brief period of time, I took time off from work and I ran a small theater company in the early 2000s. Then I met someone, bought a house. And so I had to make money to pay the mortgage. So I went back into corporate America. And I was doing that for literally decades. And then that relationship ended in a lovely divorce. And I had lost my job. And I was kind of like, okay, now what? Let's start all over again. Let's see what else I can do to like make life better. And so I said, one of the things I had been told when I was studying acting, I knew a woman, Amanda Grumet. She was a comedian many, many years ago. No insult to her if she hears this. And she said, "You should be a comedian." And I was like, "I'm an actor." Like, what am I doing? But for someone out of nowhere to just say, "You should do comedy," then I was like, okay. I went back to that and said, well, someone said I should do comedy. I did comedy and I studied at UCB for improv as well.
Oh, wow.
Hated it.
Really? Hated improv or hated UCB
Hated
improv?
I hate people.
Okay.
I hate people.
Get off my lawn. Yeah.
Oh my God. No, I think the problem, and I went for all 4 of the basic classes because there's 4 classes in your first year, your freshman year or whatever. It's not advanced. It's not, whatever it is, it's not advanced. And I know that I struggle with just being open and being willing to make mistakes and be goofy and have fun. But I also found that a lot of so much of it is the chemistry that you need to have with your teammates. And if you just don't have it, and all it takes is one person to kind of throw it all off. And I'm like, you know what? No, we're not doing this. If I think someone's stupid, it's really hard for me. My face shows it. So I'm like, let's do comedy because that at least I have control over.
Yeah.
Right. If I bomb, I bomb. It's my material, which kind of makes it's not as scary as improv where you're really taking somebody, screaming out a word and you have to come up with a scene about it. But you do have some control. There is obviously this whole element of an audience plus your own energy that comes into a room.
100%.
And it's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like I had 3 shows in a row the other week, and each show luckily got progressively better. But it was the same the same stage, the same room. It was just the audience was different. It's so strange to watch that happen.
Yeah, there's not a lot of variables in that situation, right? There's just the one. Yeah. It's just like so were they over the course of a weekend or were they all on the same day? Were they
All the 3 shows?
Yeah.
All in one day. It was a 7 and 9 and 11 show.
Okay, and the 11 was the best.
11 was the best. People were
Really?
just
The most drunk?
no, surprisingly, and I thought they'd be the most tired and it was at Broadway, and they often bark in Times Square.
Yeah.
So they get tourists who at like 2 p.m. go, "Oh my God, let's do this. This is gonna be so much fun."
Yeah.
City never sleeps, and neither will I.
Yeah.
And then they realize they have dinner. They've been out in the sun all day. They're exhausted. Then they get there and they kind of want to take a nap because it's nice and air conditioned. And then you can get an audience that's just dead because they're like, "This is not.
They're done.
This is not as fun as I thought it would be." But this audience, for whatever reason, they were good.
Huh.
They were good.
Love that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I know. Thank God.
Yeah, the 7 o'clock I feel like is probably pretty hard just because they're coming in. Maybe they haven't eaten yet, but also they're coming in out. It's still sunny out, 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, my show on Wednesday, I was done. I didn't stay through the whole thing. I talked to everybody that was on the lineup, but I left and the sun was still out, and I was like, "This is so confusing."
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
like
in a
leaving a movie
basement
theater.
for hours and the sun's still out. This is nuts. I love it though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I have to remember how great it is because in the wintertime it'll be dark by 4:30.
Exactly.
That's horrible. That's cool. So, like, did comedy just kind of? Well, there's a couple things now. When you were doing like acting or anything like that, was there a funny role that you played where you were like, "This is kind of like something I like to do," or did like comedy just kind of like come out of nowhere? Did you grow up watching stand up? Was there anybody you liked or?
That's a really interesting question. Let's just go back to the acting. I thought I would be more like full range
Okay.
comedic actor, be a lead.
Can you sing too?
Yes, I can. You'll find out tonight.
Oh, awesome. There's a show tonight. We're not going to a concert after this.
Yes. No, and there's a joke related to me singing.
Perfect.
Obviously it was fun. The first thing, I actually ran my own theater company, and I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts because I didn't know where else to go, and I wasn't going to get into one of those more formal programs because that would mean kind of going back to college, university. I wasn't doing that. And my final was, we did this Laughter on the 23rd Floor by Neil Simon, which is very kind of Borscht Belty humor.
Yeah.
And we did a really good job. I had a lot of fun. And then we took that production and actually took it to a theater, off Broadway theater, and produced it and did a really good job. And that was fun. But I was also on the production side. So I couldn't quite fully immerse myself in any role because I was, hiring lighting designers and costume designers, a set designer, finding the space, getting the rights to the play. It was all this funding. It was all crazy, which is another reason why comedy is so much easier. It's like you can just rent a space and they already have a mic and you run.
Yeah.
But comedy, that's a really good question. Can I give a dark answer?
Sure.
Cool. I found out very early that if I kept my parents laughing, they wouldn't hit me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm the 5th of the 6. So I kind of, at the dine, we had every night, we had candlelit dinner.
Okay.
Every night. And so the whole family would sit around the table and we would talk about whatever the topic was of the day. Sometimes it was, about school, but a lot of times it was about current events. And my oldest brother's exactly 10 years older than me, same birthday, 10 years apart.
Oh, wow.
So you watch as they're having these, and he and my other older brother, my second oldest brother is a comedian. He didn't pursue comedy, but he was a comedian. And I was watching him, just watch how he got the whole table going. And he would have been inspired by early SNL.
Okay.
So, although I wasn't old enough to stay up to watch it, I knew the skits, I knew the characters, the humor. And so I kind of absorbed it that way through him. And it's also a great way on some level to survive any attempts at bullying
100%.
that people might have. I mean, my biggest bullies were obviously my parents, but there were other bullies in high school, people being stupid. So it was always good to have, to be the funny one. So that's kind of where it came from.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I grew up morbidly obese, and that was like my good way to like keep my value in school was to make jokes and all that kind of stuff. We didn't have a big, at least not that I was aware of, like a big bully culture, but like I also was able to have friends with like every kind of group just because I could walk in and say something silly, make fun of my weight, and then move on, a little self-deprecation. But yeah, my parents fought a lot when I was a kid, so like it was like a great like tension breaker,
Yeah, you again, for our dynamic, it was if we could just keep them happy. If they were laughing, their hands stayed down on the table. Like that's the key. And it's interesting because it's weird. I think about this sometimes. I grew up in Queens, New York. I grew up in a house. It wasn't like a tenement apartment or anything. But we just played out on the street all the time. And I don't ever remember the local kids ever trying to bully anybody. We just didn't do that. It was really when I got to a Catholic high school that that's where it kicked in.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody else, we all knew each other from first grade. No one cared. No one really cared. So
Yeah.
when you get into a bigger situation.
I want to say like that's probably like Hormones meets Strangers meets like group dynamics of like trying to find dominance, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know who you are, but like I don't want to be, you know, a victim, so I have to pick on you, you know,
Kind
like
of
that.
Lord of the Flies kind of
Yeah,
situation.
yeah,
very
yeah,
much,
yeah,
very
yeah.
much.
Yeah, because I mean, Catholic school sounds. My dad went to Catholic school. I did not, but he's told me stories about it, and it does not sound fun. Yeah.
I mean, I did it grade school, high school, and college. It was all Catholic.
Really?
Catholic.
Did they hate your knuckles?
They never hit my knuckles.
Okay.
The sister Carol Anton never hit my knuckles.
Okay.
She did slap me upside the head once.
Okay.
That was because I jokingly slapped some other kid upside the head. I didn't hit him very hard, but she didn't know that the two of us had been joking and kind of play fighting. And that she was hiding behind the door inside the classroom. And when I walked through, she just
Behind the door?
she was hiding behind the door.
What a fucking asshole. She's
I mean,
like,
if she's gonna be an abuser, that's a good way to do it.
2, 1,
Bam, exactly.
Yeah. Especially because like she has the power to just like do it in front of anybody, right? I mean, yeah, but she's like, no, I'm gonna sneak attack these motherfuckers.
Exactly. Maybe she was getting older. Maybe she was a little worried that I could like dodge her or something.
yeah,
She
yeah.
didn't want me to try and dodge her. I don't know.
She's hit so many kids directly. She's like, I gotta spice it up, you know? She's like, yeah, you know, how am I gonna do with this open pump? No.
Hunter and prey. Yeah, let me just kind of hide.
Yeah.
Stealth abuse.
That's funny. Yeah, I think my dad got his knuckles hit because he was supposed to be left-handed, and you know.